Hello, everyone. Good evening, and thanks for joining me. This is Waka Waka Doctor, of course, bringing you the best of migration and travel gist. You know how we do it here. We share various opportunities that exist with respect to traveling abroad. If you're new here, I want to say thank you very much for joining in. Thank you very much for tuning in. I use all my social media pages on Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube to share how to move to different countries, whether you're going as a student, whether you're going as a worker, or you want to go through your career path. We talk about all these things. So if you can think of any country in the world you want to go to, I probably have a video that describes it. So if you want to go to France, UK, Canada, US, Australia, New Zealand, Finland, Norway, Denmark, Austria, Slovakia, Germany, Poland, Portugal, Belgium, Holland, Italy, Malta, Switzerland, many more, I probably have a video that describes it. If you're looking for jobs in any of these countries as well, you need to go through my YouTube videos and you would see that I've made several videos as to how to get jobs. Today, we are simply going to be discussing how to apply for UK visas, especially if you're going as a student. And if you want to pass the interview, the questions you need to prepare for, all the details, the documentation, the questions, so that you don't come writing me and saying, oh, I applied for visa, I didn't get it. So we're going to go through it step by step. As we always do, we're going to try and respond to as many questions as possible. So stay tuned and follow us. We will not take so much time in this video. It will be pam to give you all the vital points you need. Straight away, I'm going to bring up my guest so that we can do this straight away. And they specialize helping people move to the United Kingdom. So if you want to go to the United Kingdom, my guest today helps with that. How are you doing?
Hi,
What's
good to
going
see
on?
you.
What's going on? What's cracking? It's good to see you. Thank you very
Yes,
much for
thank
tuning
you.
in and joining this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank
So,
you.
do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Let's start that way, yeah? Go
Okay,
ahead.
so my name is Lauren. I work with Dave Abion Consulting. We are basically an educational consultant. We help students who are getting ready to go for their undergraduate programs or master's program in the UK. For now, we only work with UK universities. And a little background about Dave Abion. We've been here for about 21 years, since 2001, and we have sent hundreds of students. We have really good feedbacks from students because we work with you as a family, more or less. When you start working with us, it's like a family thing. We're not just doing the client, students, sending your applications. We guide you step by step till you get to your destination. We are committed to your success. We are committed to you getting your desired outcome, just by working with us. And after you have arrived at the UK and you've enrolled and you've even finished your study, you can always reach back out to us about anything if you have questions. So we don't just send in applications and then we just stop there and then you don't hear from us anymore. You can always reach out to us, ask us about your postgraduate study visa and any other question basically that you want to ask. We organize seminars from time to time, or get HR people to come speak to students on how to get into good jobs after their study. So it's a family community type of relationship that we have going on with our students. So
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that quick background and introduction. So I'll go straight
thank
to the
you.
point. I've got three questions that I need to ask you today.
Okay, go
The
ahead.
first one is going to be, now for people who want to apply to the UK, I think it's always good for them to know the steps involved from beginning to the end. So if you can just give us points, pom, to the end,
Okay.
the steps involved in applying to get admission in the UK.
Okay, so the first step is actually you doing your own personal research. You want to apply to the UK, you shouldn't ever be blank. You should have some sort of background. Go to Google and get, just search for, oh, master's degree in UK, whatever. You will get you will have a couple of ideas, right? And then you should reach out to a trusted agent. You can actually do the applications yourself, but most universities these days are asking students to go back to their agents in their home country. For instance, Oxford Brooks, you can't send in an application, even if you did for September 2022, even if you did send in an application, they are referring you back to agents. Chester is doing the same thing. So you get a trusted agent, book a consultation call. We would give you all the details that you need, all the information that you need. List them here. You need your personal statements, your CV, your BSc certificates and transcripts. You need your reference letters, academic and professional. Yes, and your international passport, really, for starters. And then we send you the applications to about 3 universities for you, because we hope that you get an offer from at least 2, right? So you can make a choice. And then after that, we guide you on how to make your tuition deposit, or if it's a conditional offer, we guide you on how to meet your conditions, get your unconditional offer, make your tuition deposit. Also, get your CAS, confirmation of acceptance, which is what would enable you apply for visa. And then we apply for the visas for you. If you have dependents, we are going to apply for you. It's all covered under whatever package that we have for you. So you're not going to have to pay us for this stage or for that stage. I mean, it's a one-time fee.
Okay, that's very good. Thank you very much. Now, I see that, I mean, getting admission is a process. So let's assume the client gets admission, you get admission into a UK university. The next stage is usually applying for visas. And this can be a stumbling block. We've had so many people who get admission, but then visa doesn't come, so it's pointless. So my question is, what are the documents that are required when you want to apply for a visa? What documents do you need to have at hand when you're applying for a visa?
Okay, so the main thing is at least you should have a 2 years validity on your international passport.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years at least. Validity. Okay. And then you should have your financial documents ready. The worst thing you can ever do to yourself is lie on your financials. You're going to be banned for 10 years, no questions asked. So you should always, get your money ready. If you want to take a loan, whatever means you want to have that money, but make sure you actually have that money, which should basically be your living costs. If outside UK is a bit slightly lower than outside London is slightly lower than within London, right? So you should have that living cost plus your tuition balance. And if you're traveling with dependents, that is spouse and children, then you should have money that covers those that would cover all the people that you're going with, right? Those 2 documents are the most important things that you need: your financial documents and your international passport. Of course, you would also have to provide your BSc. If you're going for a master's program, for instance, you have to show documents that helped you get the admission, which is your BSc certificate and transcript for master's program, for instance, right? And then basically that's that. If you're married, you show your marriage certificate. If you did have a name change at any point in time, you have your affidavits ready. What else? That's about that, really. Yeah.
So what exactly
children,
the financial part?
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
The financial part. Okay. How much can you give us a range of how much is needed to have at least on the statement? So that that would be enough, on your statement of accounts when you apply. That's number 1. Number 2, is IELTS one of the documents you need to show when you're applying? Yeah, those are my questions.
Okay, so let me start with the IELTS one, right? You don't necessarily need to show a proof of English language when you're applying for visa, because your sponsor, which is the university, must have already confirmed it on your CAS, which is confirmation of acceptance, a set of numbers you need to actually use to apply. So you don't need to physically show evidence or upload a soft copy of your English proficiency. Not necessary. It's already confirmed. In fact, when you apply for visa, there's a question that says your English language proficiency, confirm that your sponsor has confirmed this on the CAS document, and then you just tick yes. So you don't need to show physically, right? What else do you ask for the financial documents? A range. If you're a single student and you're going outside of your school, you're going to be schooling outside of London, you need see about, depending on your tuition deposit, your living cost is already £9,207, right, for the 9 months. So that's in Nigerian naira. I'd say you need about 11, 12, 13, 14 million
So
comfortable range,
about
because and the reason is
between.
that we try not to calculate with Oanda rate. While that is comfortable and is cheaper, we actually use black market rate. The reason is you need to have at least 25% more
More.
of the money that is actually needed.
So basically, you're saying that you should have anything between, say, £12,000 to £15,000
Yes,
around.
around 12 to 15,000 pounds for a single student, and then of course, if you're traveling with dependents, then we would calculate based on the number of persons that you are traveling with.
Wow.
But it
Okay.
wouldn't be
Fantastic.
anything
Thank you.
more than, it shouldn't be anything more than 35 million, no matter, I mean, except you have 7 kids or you, but it shouldn't be more than that,
You're
really.
going with a battalion. Okay, fantastic. Now to the meat of the gist. Like I said, one of the problems that people face is even if they get admission, now I hear that they're doing interviews. I thought they stopped it, but I'm told that they still do interviews for some people, which is, I mean, maybe good news or bad news. How can we pass the interview? What are requirements? What are the things we need to get ready? What are the kind of questions they ask? How do we answer those questions?
Yeah. So for the interview part, they actually did stop. But the volume of application that they are getting now, they need to do an interview. Even universities actually had stopped doing precast interview, right? But they are overwhelmed with applications from Nigerian students. So they need to start to sort, sift, and make sure that they get the best. They're not just, they are accepting students, but they're not just accepting every student. You have to know why you want to go to the UK. Now, if you pass your precast interview and then maybe for whatever reason, the thing with UKVI is that they're calling you, it's randomly. I've had students who just received their visas and they didn't get a call. They started it in May, or was it April? May, yes, just this May, really. We started rather in May, to call students. But I got a student that just got a visa a few days ago and she wasn't called. For no, I can't explain why. But if they call you, I don't think you should give vague answers, one-liners, act uninterested. They will schedule the call with you, and then you would have the call. Most of course, their first question is, "Oh, they'll tell me about yourself. Why do you want to study this course? Why do you want to go to the UK? What are the modules in your course?" So if you don't know the modules in your course, you're not ready to study.
They will ask you the modules in your course.
Yes, they'll ask you to
Wow.
mention at least a few.
Okay.
You don't have to mention all, but they are going to ask you to mention at least a few. And why, which of those modules interests you, right? So they're going to ask you that. They're going to ask you what your plans are after study. They're even going to ask you, do you intend to work while studying? So that's a tricky question, actually. Some people say, oh no, I have all the money. I intend to focus fully on my what's it called, on my study. Others would say, yes, I want to work. But I mean, that can work either ways. So you'd have to sort of look at the situation and know what the answer is, right? So, but basically, those are the questions they ask you. They are only going to ask you, why did you choose UK? Why did you choose the specific school you chose? Why did you choose this course that you chose? So you have to be passionate about whatever it is you're choosing. So everybody wants to do social works or nursing, for instance. I mean, why do you want to do nursing or social works? So they are
Okay,
going to
so let
have
me
to ask you
ask
that.
you. Let me ask you now as an interviewer. Hello, Lauren. This is your
Hello.
UK visa application, blah, 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 blah. Why have you decided to come to the UK?
Okay. So I've decided to come to the UK because the UK have like the best education. Well, how would I say that? I don't know. Okay, so but I've decided to come to the UK because the UK is known for the highest quality of education, right? And I've decided to come to the UK because I have interest in meeting other students from other countries. I have interest in expanding my network. I trust that when I get the degree that I'm going to get from whatever school that I'm going to attend, it would help in my career prospects, which is A, B, C, D, and that yeah, basically something similar to that. You
Similar
shouldn't
to
don't
that.
over talk, don't under talk, don't just give them one liners, you know, give them something, make it conversational, right? Then just be lively on the call, be enthusiastic. If you need to take like maybe run around your house, jog, do jumping jacks just to get your energy levels up, because they can
Oh,
feel
yeah.
that on the call. Yes.
Yeah.
So just to
Okay.
get your energy levels up, smile, wear some makeup if you're a lady, if you can, you know, just bring your personality to the picture and tell them why exactly you want to come. Oh, because I love this course, because I have interest. Oh, I am, when I was younger, I did this, I did that, I have experience in this, I have experience in that. I'm super interested in coming to the UK because, of course, everybody knows about the educational standard. Everybody knows that there are other students from India, from all these other countries coming in. You want to increase your network. You're going to this particular school because their ranking is amazing. You should have done some research, right? They have this facility, they have a facility, you are interested in living or experiencing life in the UK, but also remind them that you also want to bring what you've learned back to your home country. Don't tell them that you want to stay back.
Yeah. Yeah. If you tell them you want to
Always,
stay back, you're definitely not going to get a visa.
yeah. So
Okay.
always remind them that you're trying to get your, what is it called, these experiences to come back to your home country to effect
And
this
develop
change or
and
that
develop
change.
it. And
Yeah.
develop it and develop the country back. Not
Yes.
All right. For those who are asking, someone is asking with a list of schools in the UK that accepts HND graduates. I have that written all over my page. You can check universities like Cardiff Metropolitan, London Metropolitan, University of Suffolk, University of South Wales. I know that they accept
South
HND.
Wales.
Lauren, do you know any other university that accepts
Yes,
HND?
yes, those are actually the universities that accept South Wales, and they also, how would I put it? South Wales. I mean, if you're looking for like a city, South Wales is not a city, right? So that might be
So
a
it's
dicey.
outskirts.
But
Yeah. South
but there
Wales is
are other
outskirts.
options. You can do a pre-masters. You can do a pre-masters. In fact, as a matter of fact, because of the volume of application they are getting these days, you're not going to be really considered first. Let's be honest. They would consider you, but you're not going to be like the priority, except you applied
Mm.
really, really early. That's the first one. So you can do a pre-masters. There are several online top-up options that you can take. I don't know why when Nigerians hear online, it is not the end of it. It's just a pathway. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a pathway to achieving something. So when people hear online, and I mean it's just a 3 months program, it's way cheaper than pre-masters. You can, if the least pre-masters you're going to get is £6,000. If you do an online top-up, you're going to be paying less than £4,000 at
Okay.
your pace. And then you can just, I mean, you would get a conditional offer even while still doing the online top-up, right? So I don't know why people, when
Okay.
they hear online top-up, they're like, I just want to
I
travel, I just
think
want to
it's
travel.
because most people want to, they want to move. So online is not really what they're focused on. But
No, but it's just for 3 months, and you're still going to be here in the next 3 months if you don't take the option.
if,
Is what I
yeah,
have
you're
said.
right. You're very right. We've got a couple of more questions for you. Someone is saying, what if I get scholarships in the UK? Am I still gonna need to save £10,000, £12,000 as my proof of funds? Do I still
Sorry,
need to provide?
sorry, I didn't get that. I didn't get that question.
So if what if I have a scholarship? What if I have a scholarship? Do I need to still provide £12,000 as my proof of funds?
Well, it depends on how much your tuition really is. Okay, for instance, let's take Sterling for instance. Sterling has, if tuition is around £19,000, and you get a £4,000 discount, right? That's
What
£15,000
what if you
thereabout.
get maybe like a 50% scholarship?
If you get a 50, not with Sterling though, but if you get a
Yeah,
fifty
with
percent
any other
scholarship,
university, yeah.
yes. So if you get okay, so but you're also required to pay at least a tuition deposit, which could be anything from 2,000 to 4,000 or £5,000, depending on the university. So you don't need. I mean, it depends on the tuition. It depends on the tuition. So if you get a low tuition school, Chester, for instance, is quite low. Their tuition is around £13,000, but you get some discounts, and you may end up paying around 10,000 to £11,000.
Okay.
And yeah, yes. So you may
Okay.
end up paying
So
10,000 to
basically,
£11,000
you
for
don't need
tuition.
to have that huge amount of money if you have discounts or scholarships applied to your.
Yes, of course, of course. The
Okay.
discounts and scholarships apply. It would always be stated on your confirmation of acceptance that, oh, you have this amount for discounts, you've paid this amount for tuition, and so this is the balance that you're supposed to be showing.
Okay. Who schedules this interview we are talking about that we've been talking? Is it the school that schedules it or the embassy?
Okay, so there are different types of it. There are two types actually. The school might have to give you a precast interview, which comes before you even get the confirmation of acceptance, right? So that comes before then. The school will schedule that. They will send you an email or something, an email, and tell you, okay, are you ready for this by this date, or we are going to have to call you. Sometimes they call before. Sometimes they call before you even get an offer for courses like nursing or social works. But outside of those two, they are going to call some of the schools that actually call. But here, okay, so some of our partner schools do not call our students because they are coming through us. They call other students that apply directly. Some of our own students do not do precast interview if they apply to us. Some, not all. Some schools
Mm.
actually still, you still have to go ahead and do a precast interview. But for some, they say, oh, if you apply for Sterling, for instance, you're partners with Sterling, they won't call you if you are you applied via Devabian Consulting, or yeah, so you don't get that call, and
Okay.
then you get your offers like in a few days. You get your cast, you get responses to your inquiries like in a very short time. Then for the
Short time.
UKVI one will schedule that if you already have gotten a cast and you've already sent in your visa applications, they schedule the call with you.
Fantastic. Someone is asking, what if I've paid all my 1 year tuition fee? If I paid the whole thing, do I still need to show that 10, 11 million as proof of funds?
Not necessarily. You're definitely going to have to show your living expenses as proof of funds,
Living
which is
expenses. So
twelve
you don't need to
thousand.
show balance of tuition.
No, you don't need to show balance. You don't have a balance for tuition. You don't need to show balance for tuition. You're going to only have to show your living expenses. If you have an official sponsor, a recognized official sponsor, say Shell or Chevron, you don't have to show anything for proof of funds. Your
Okay.
letter of sponsorship
Okay.
covers. You don't even have to pay
Okay.
deposit actually. The letter of sponsorship covers, right?
Okay. Okay.
Then Hall, University of Hall. I'm just going to use one instance. University of Hall. You don't have to show proof of funds at all for for them to issue you CAS, but you have to show proof
Wow.
of funds at the visa part.
Okay.
But you don't have
Okay.
to show proof of funds for CAS at all.
Wow, fantastic. So guys, I've been speaking to Lorraine. She is one of the consultants with Dave Abion. Dave Abion, I've just written the tag on the video. It's DAVE.ABION. DAVE.ABION. You can find them on Instagram, and of course, you can send them DMs. There's always someone who's willing to answer your questions and help you through the process. We've been talking about how to apply. to United Kingdom, the several schools in the United Kingdom, and how to answer questions during visa interviews. Because we find that even though you get admissions, visa interviews might still be an obstacle. And so we've talked about questions like, why do you intend to come to the UK? Why have you chosen this particular school? Can you tell us some modules that you're going to be studying? What are you going to do after school? Why this, choice of course and things like that? Those are things you need to prepare for. And we've talked about your body language. You have to prepare. You have to read and know and understand what you're going to do. You have to, make it a conversation, not one liner. So don't talk blah, 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 like a radio. You need to tone it down in between. Don't talk too much. Don't talk too little. And above everything else, be calm. Like I always do, you know that I bring you the best information you can find about migrating to different countries anywhere on social media. And that's why I'm telling you that you can definitely DM Dave.Abion, DAVE.ABION. And in fact, you can start DMing now and you'll get answers to your questions. Thank you very much, Lorraine, for taking our time to come help us with, visa application questions and how to answer them and documents that we need to have at hand when we apply for the UK student visa. Thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to leave this video on my Instagram feed. It will also be on my YouTube channel. You can watch anytime. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.